Monday, December the 14th, 2020. Hello, everyone. Glad to have you watching this new edition of the press review on JDCPlus TV. We open with the Guardian Post newspaper, which tells us in its main headline that suspected amba fighters invade palaces and kidnap chiefs following their participation in the December the 6th regional election. According to the story by Mark Walter in Yaoundé, one of the most recent cases is that of Chief Ngale Ikome of Dipanda village, who was kidnapped and later on killed in captivity. The story further reads that the fate of two of his peers kidnapped on the same day is still in the hands of their abductors, suspected to be Ambazonia fighters. Read more on the sad story on page 3 of today's edition of the Guardian Post. We stay with the Guardian Post, where we learn that the Music Rights Corporation in the country gets its first Anglophone boss, AC journalist, writer and musician Dr. Ate Francis aka Ate Bazo, Flos Jean-Pierre Sommet and two other artists to become board chair of the corporation. The paper comes back on how the election unfolded on page 5. Before moving into the next paper, let's talk battle for the Kumba City top job. The paper says that the SDO punctures Kumba 1 Council move to destitute Gregory Mewanu. It says Chamberlain Tondong engaged an action at sunrise Friday, December 11, puncturing what observers say would have resulted in the destitution of Gregory Temayok Mewanu as city mayor of Kumba. He reportedly addressed an administrative note to the mayor of Kumba 1 Council requesting the postponement of the session that was billed for that same day. The story is re-echoed by the Edin newspaper. The paper says the session postponed was to deliberate on the judgment of the Southwest Administrative Court of Thursday, November 26, which found Gregory Mewanu guilty of being an ex-convict following submissions by his main challenger, Victor Kelengo, former government delegate to the Kumba City Council. The session would have probably led to the destitution of Gregory Mewanu, but for the postponement, which according to the media newspaper was an order from the Prime Minister Head of Government, Chief Dr. Joseph Jongute. The median headlines: Doc Eat Doc, CPD and Politics, Jongute troubled by events in Kumba, discernibly disconcerted. The Prime Minister, the paper says, intervened just in time Friday and halted a plot by some misguided individuals to topple the elected city mayor of Kumba, Gregory Mewanu. It adds that, literally banging the table, the Prime Minister called for a stop to the washing of dirty CPDM lining in public and instructed the SDO to halt the gathering. The story continues on page 3. The media newspaper equally writes on the fate of chiefs of the Southwest region, recently victims of killings and kidnaps due to their participation in the regional election. It writes, God save Fako Division, 2 Bakweri chiefs killed, survival of one other uncertain. The murdered chiefs are from Lower Dipanda and Lower Bolivar, and the one still held in captivity is from Mar 16. Municipal Updates, with which we put an end to this press review, headlines on a similar story. It says, following attacks on traditional rulers, Anglophones have cursed separatists suspected to be behind the attacks. Get details on these and more in today's edition of Municipal Updates. And that does it for what the papers had to say this Monday. Thank you for watching. Our next edition comes up on Thursday.